Everyone. How are we all tonight? There's a few of us on avoiding the Brownlow. That's me. I find it incredibly dull. The best part about the Brownlow is the red carpet and seeing who can wear the least amount of clothing, I guess, from the women. Okay, so welcome. You have signed in for the footy finals finger food. Now, I've put out the brief to all the girls and I've said it needs to make the criteria of, must be a cookie dough recipe, must be something you can eat one-handed, so you can have the remote in the other, or a drink, a beverage of choice in the other, whatever you might need whilst you're watching the grand final this Saturday. And it's got to be quick and easy. So we've got 4 quick dishes we're going to whip through tonight. Joining me this evening is the lovely Michelle Carpenter down from Tassie.
Hello.
Hello. And we have also got Dana Binns, also from Tassie.
Hello.
And then we have Sarah Filtness and Sue Fayad from Victoria. So we're
Hello.
covering a bit of geography here, and manning the chat and helping us out is the beautiful Jodie, also from Victoria, and I am from Victoria as well. My name is Tess Murray and I'm the Business Development Manager for Devils Believe branch, which, you know, is a very new branch, but this is the first exciting team leader cooking class that we have done online, and we are so happy to have you all with us. We can't wait to show you some of the delicious recipes that we have got on offer. Will I tell you what they are, or will I just surprise you as we go along? I don't know. I think we'll surprise you as we go along. All right. Now, we are recording this session tonight, and I want you to know that if you have registered, you will be sent a recording, and you will also be sent all of our social links, so you can follow all of us on social media, as well as links to the recipes so that you can recreate them in time for the grand final next week. Pop in the chat who you're going for. What is it? Geelong and Brisbane Lions. If you could not care less, pop that in the chat too. Just say you could not care less. I'm going for the Lions because it's my hubby's birthday on Monday and he is a diehard Fitzroy Lions supporter, and it will just mean he's in a better mood if they win. All right. We are going to hand straight over to Michelle, who is a beautiful team leader down in Tassie. And how about you let us know what you are going to be cooking, Michelle?
All right, so I am going to make a carrot and chickpea dip, or spread on cookie dough as it's called. This is a really lovely dip that you can have either warm, which is how it's cooked, or you can have it cold later on. So I'm just going to get started. I found this on cookie dough and I'm just going to go straight to start. So first of all, we need to add in our ingredients. So we're starting with olive oil. The slow part, of course. Next up, we are putting in 250 grams of carrots, which I've just cut into about 2 centimetre chunks.
Awesome. You haven't peeled those, have you?
Yes, I have pre-peeled them, but I've kept my peelings and my top and end for my stock paste.
Ah, okay.
Only because sometimes it can have a little bit of peel in it, so that's why.
Yeah.
And we put in the onion quartered, and then we put in some honey. You can just use a replacer if you don't like honey.
What could you use instead?
So there's Avgate syrup, and you can also use molasses. Not quite as much honey, not quite as much molasses as the 20 grams asks for, but about 10 grams I've found works pretty good.
Could you use maple syrup as well?
I haven't tried maple syrup, but you know what? I'm going to have to try that next time because I actually think that could work. Yeah. Now we've got a teaspoon of ground cumin and a teaspoon of ground coriander. Now, for my coriander people that don't like it, you can skip that and it doesn't affect it at all. And we'll just go to the next. And that's just going to chop everything up for us. Oh, sorry, no, it's not actually. It's going to saute it first and then I'll chop it up. So we've got about 10 minutes here, Tess, so we can shoot over to somebody else if you like while that browns off.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. I believe Sue's up next.
Good evening, everybody.
What are you making, Sue?
I have the pleasure of making some spiced nut clusters today. So perfect for the footy and eating one-handed, meets all that criteria. So I've got the spiced nut clusters up on my Thermomix screen. Just going to hit start. So it's asking me to preheat the oven to 150, which I've already done. I'm just going to hit next. Line a baking tray and set it aside. We've already got that there. And then the recipe is asking for some cumin seeds, dried chili flakes, sesame seed, and flaked salt. Now, in here, I actually didn't have any sesame seeds or flaked salt, but in here I've literally got some mustard seeds, some peppercorn, I've got chili, I've got cumin, and just Himalayan salt in there. So I'm just going to throw them all in.
And that sounds delicious.
Hit next. And now it's going to pop the lid on. It's asking me to pop the lid on. And we're going to actually just toast them. We're going to dry toast them. Love that with the Thermomix. You can do that for 5 minutes. So this is going to be toasting away for 5 minutes.
Fantastic. What else could you use to flavour the nuts? Like, obviously, this is a very savoury option. What could you...
It's a very savoury option, but you can use whatever you like, really. You know, sweet stuff in there, whatever you've got, just experiment with it. So I just, whatever I have in my pantry, I throw in there. Being Middle Eastern background, you know, we use za'atar seasoning and everything. You could do that.
Yum.
Eastern flavoured nuts, sumac, you know, anything and everything really. And just a tip, actually, I just realized myself is instead of buying all your spices and things from Woolies or Coles, you can go to like an Indian grocer or spice store, and you can get them literally at a fraction of the cost for a whole lot more as well.
Fantastic. Great tip. Yeah, I think so many Indian spice stores are popping up. We've just had one pop up in Wallen. Amazing. Yes. Yeah. We're feeling a bit multicultural, which is lovely. Fantastic. Okay, I think we might, Michelle, you're probably not ready yet.
No, not yet. I've still got 7 minutes to go.
All right, we might start and head over to Sarah.
No worries. Hello,
what are
everybody.
You making tonight?
I am making mini chicken Kiev balls. So little finger-sized chicken Kievs, which is super tasty. So a nice hot dish to serve over the grand final weekend. This is also a cookie dough recipe as well. And I'm going to get started. So awesome. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to prepare the homemade breadcrumbs that we're going to roll our Kievs in. So I've got some extra virgin olive oil, just 20 grams of that is going to go into our bowl.
Beautiful. And we've got the scales working there perfectly.
I've gone a bit heavy-handed with the olive oil, but that's okay.
Oh, well.
And I've just got some fresh bread here that I have torn up. So perfect way to use up any stale bread you have. Sourdough would be really beautiful for this as well. So that fresh bread is going in.
I'm guessing you could use gluten-free bread as well to make it a gluten-free recipe.
Yeah, you are in full control of the exact bread. You could use a multi-grain bread if you wanted some more nutrients in there, a bit of, you know, with some seeds and some crunch. I've got some wholemeal bread in there today. And then I have some oregano, paprika, salt and pepper to season our homemade breadcrumbs as well. I'm going to tick all of those off. And then we're just going to chop that bread into our homemade breadcrumbs in 10 seconds.
Awesome. Just while Sarah's doing that, in case you have not been watching the chat and following along, Jodie is very kindly popping in the recipe links. So if you just click on those, they'll pop up in another window and then come back to us. And then you'll have those recipe links, which I will include in the email.
You can see there we've got our beautiful fresh breadcrumbs. So if you have your Thermomix at home, you should be making your own fresh breadcrumbs. It's much cheaper. Instead of throwing that loaf of bread in the bin, turning it into breadcrumbs for your homemade schnitzels, Kievs like we're doing today. And that is ready to go. Now we're going to move on to the next step, which is making the garlic butter, which I have pre-prepared this as you need to freeze it. I'm just going to grab it out of the freezer.
Awesome.
So homemade garlic butter. So this has salted butter, 4 garlic cloves, fresh parsley, fresh chives, and some ground pepper. And then I've just rolled it in some baking paper into a nice thin log, and then we'll be able to chop this up when we're ready to stuff our little Kievs. So I'll put those aside because that step is done. And it's super quick to do. It was 40 seconds to blend all that butter and all those herbs together. And then I've divided it between the baking paper and I've just made it into that thin cigar and popped it into the freezer so it's nice and solid. The next step is to preheat the oven to 200 degrees, which I've done. And now I'm just going to actually scrape the rest of these breadcrumbs out. My bowl's still a little bit wet from... Okay. Now we're going to make our own chicken filling. So to start with, I've got some Parmesan cheese that's just cubed here, and that's going to go in. And we're going to grate that cheese. So 10 seconds.
Love that. 10 seconds. So easy and quick. These would be perfect to sit in front of the telly watching the grand final nibbling on, wouldn't they?
Okay, and you can see our cubed cheese is now on a beautiful fine grated Parmesan. And the next step is to add our chicken breast. So I have some diced chicken breast here in about 3 centimetre cubes, and we're actually going to mince this. So a great feature of our TM7 is the ability to do our own mince meat, which I like because I like knowing that my mince is just chicken breast, no other parts of the animal. So tick that off. I've got an egg to pop in as well. And we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of the crumb as well, which I probably have that still sitting in my bowl. Yeah. And we're going to mince this for 40 seconds. So
fantastic.
Beef, chicken mince, you can do your own beef mince, lamb mince, pork mince.
Yeah, I love that, Sarah, because you're also in control of the amount of fat that's in you, especially your lamb mince. When you buy that from the supermarket and your beef mince, it's quite a high quantity of fat that's in there. Whereas this way you can be in control of exactly what's going in there. And like Sarah said, you're not going to end up with snouts and hooves and God knows what in your mince. You know that it's real. And, you know, the funny thing is, Sarah, I never used to like chicken mince. I thought it was disgusting.
Yeah.
And then minced it in the Thermomix and was blown away by how amazing it is. And I actually love chicken mince now. I make Kievs all the time.
Yeah. And you can see just how well that has been minced up as well. So I'm just going to grab my little spoon here. And then our next step is to roll them into balls. So I just like to get the little tablespoon here and then roll them into the size that you're wanting, like so. You can see just how well that chicken breast has been minced up. I might make it a little bit bigger if I do need to put that butter filling in. Doesn't really say meatball sized. And then I'm just going to roll them into some plain flour to coat them to make them a little bit easier to handle. Like so, makes them a little bit less sticky. So I think that's pretty, it might be a little bit big actually. I might make the rest of them a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to chop the butter up into little pieces and then poke a hole in here and start filling them with the butter. Do you want me to start doing that, Tess, or do you want to?
Yeah. How are you going, Michelle?
I have 17 seconds left to go.
Okay, well, we'll start with you, Sarah, and then
Yeah.
we'll.
We'll get a few started so we can
Yeah.
see. So I'm just chopping the butter up into little size cubes here that I can then just pop into our little Kievs like so, and then just push the mince around
Too easy.
and roll it up. If you've made the low carb, high fat Kievs from Skinny Mixes on Cookie Dough, this is very, very similar, but we're making obviously a bite-sized one instead of a full-sized one. So that's it there. Then I have a whisked egg here, which I'm going to coat that in, like making traditional schnitzel. And then from there, straight into our breadcrumb mixture. This is really big. I might make the rest a bit smaller. Like it's a golf ball. But
And how would you cook those, Sarah? Are you going
so
to
I just have I've got one of our rose gold oven trays and our oven liners here, and I'm going to oven bake mine. You can bake these in the air fryer as well, which would be really, make them really nice and crispy on the outside. But I'm going to pop them in the oven this evening.
Fantastic. I do that with my actual LCHF chicken Kievs. I don't bother with the pan frying. I just throw them straight in the oven. They're fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta love that. All right. Thanks, Sarah. We're going to cross over to Michelle and see where you're up to.
So
I might just leave you on, Sarah, so that people can watch you do a couple more.
Yeah.
So I've just taken that off there, and we've caramelized and browned off the onion and the honey with the carrots and the spices. So the next thing that we are going to do is we're just going to blend that all together for 5 seconds. Quite quick.
So for those of you who perhaps have a TM5 or a TM31, one of the great features of the TM7 and the TM6 is that you can use the high heat function, which is what Michelle used to caramelize those vegetables. And it goes up to 160 degrees. So it's a lot higher temperature. And it's fabulous the way it works because the blades actually stop moving. So you can cause that catch caramelization effect, and then they start moving again. So really, really traps in the flavor of that caramelized yum.
Now, I know it's not the easiest to see, but that 5 seconds has already really made them into small mushy pieces because the high heat, as Tess just said, really cooks off the carrot. It does such a great job on it. Next up, we are going to add in just a tin of drained chickpeas.
Yum.
So the recipe asks for 245 grams, but I just do a whole tin and drain it. And sometimes it's a little under, sometimes it's a little over. And then we are just going to add 100 grams of tahini, which you can also make tahini yourself. I've never actually done that before, but it's on my list to try. How did you go with that?
Yeah, it was easy. Like everything in the Thermomix with cookie dough, so easy. Look, Jodie's made it too. Really yummy. I love tahini.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love tahini.
Yeah, don't be shy with it, Michelle.
Next up, we've got 20 grams of lemon juice. Now, again, I just use a whole lemon. I have actually done this before with a lime as well, and it's also quite delicious with a lime in it. So I just, when I cut my lemon in half, I just flick any of the pips out. And it's that thing, I don't think you can over lemon something. So just a full lemon squeezed does the job. And then we've just got some sea salt and cracked pepper. And then now we go down to next, and that is going to blend for 15 seconds on speed 8. Hopefully you can all hear me okay over it because it's so much quieter. So as Tess was just saying about the high heat feature, I quite often just caramelize onions and I put that on top of cream cheese and it's delicious.
Yeah. Sounds beautiful. Also great on top of a pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. So that there has just blended, and then Now it asks us to pop it into a serving bowl because we serve it warm. So I'm just going to put some into a bowl
Butter. Yeah.
just so I can spread it. And I am choosing to have mine tonight on a nice Vienna sourdough. Just spread it on there like that. So you could pre-have all this spread and you could top that with just a little bit of parsley, a little bit of feta cheese, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and it is delicious. It's a
Even
nice
some
thick
sesame
spread.
seeds would be lovely.
Absolutely. And this
Yum.
honestly, like it makes a lot of dip.
Yum.
And from a pro tip, because I make this quite often, leftovers in the fridge, next day, pop it into some chicken breast and bake it in the oven. Delicious.
Yum, yum. I'm definitely going to give that a crack. Now, we need
Yes.
to say goodbye to Michelle. Thank you so much for coming on and presenting one of your favourite finger food recipes. Really appreciate that. You've got a bubby to get to sleep, so we will let you go.
Thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of the cooking class tonight.
Thanks, Michelle.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so Sarah's still going along. We might cross over to Dana now and see how she is, what she's making. Because
Hey, thanks, Tess. So when you gave me the brief for tonight's class that it was footy finals, I went on to Cookadoo and I done a little tip. So I changed the filters from searching recipes into collections and I typed footy in there and there was actually a collection called Footy Finals. So that's where I picked this recipe from. So I'm making the bourbon glazed chicken wings. This just to me is the epitome of a footy day, eating chicken wings. So we're going to go ahead and start this one. So this one's actually a US collection recipe. So it is in ounces, but the best thing about the Thermomix is it does all that hard work for you and you don't have to do those conversions in your head. So we start by placing a large bowl into the mixing bowl lid and weighing out the chicken wings, but I have already done that. So it's about 1 kilo of chicken wings, so good for feeding a crowd. And then we just go ahead and make the sauce. So I have here, it says bourbon whiskey, but my pantry's always stocked with Johnny Walker. I actually picked this one up on the way home from Thermofest in Fiji.
Ooh.
So if you are thinking about joining a consultant, it's the best thing in the whole world. So many amazing perks like trips away. So we're going to go with 5 ounces. You could obviously use any type of whiskey for this. And if you want a non-alcoholic version, you can use a 50-50 mix of apple cider vinegar and apple juice if you're not into whiskey. So we've got that. Then we're just going in with some dark brown sugar. You could just use raw sugar or regular brown sugar, but the dark brown really gives it that nice colour. So 3 ounces of that. Oh, and then we've got some tomato sauce. It says ketchup because it's American. And that's 3 ounces of that as well.
I think I'm gonna make these on Saturday.
Yes, I feel like the boys really thrive over this sort of recipe.
Definitely. It's man cave food, isn't it?
Yes, 100%. Then we've just got 1 ounce of unsalted butter. We've got some hot sauce. If you're not a spicy fan, you could just use more ketchup or you can chuck in some barbecue sauce or something like that.
Or steak sauce.
Yeah, anything like that. It says 2 to 3 tablespoons, and you'll notice I'm not actually measuring because I'm not really a measurer, to be honest.
Love that.
Throw her in her. Some maple syrup, give it that bit of sweetness as well, but you could use honey or anything like that. It says a tablespoon. That was my measurement there. And then we've got a tablespoon of Dijon mustard too. So all those really good saucy flavours in there. So that's all the sauce ingredients. You pop that on and that just cooks away for 5 minutes.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dana. What other flavours could you use for this recipe?
Oh, there'll be so many different options. You could go the real barbecue flavours and you could use like Worcestershire and go that real barbecue style with barbecue sauce. Oh my gosh, you could do like a teriyaki version as well.
All of which that you can make in your Thermomix too.
Yes.
Barbecue sauce and teriyaki sauce, even sweet chili, I imagine.
Yes, you can sub out really any of those sauces and throw in whatever you've got in the pantry. Don't go and buy anything, just use what you've got. And then it did actually say that you could serve this with a ranch or like a blue cheese style dipping sauce too, which I think would be really good. But I did just test one before because I have made some. And they're really good and really spicy. So if you don't love spicy, I would avoid the hot sauce, but I love spicy, so I was stoked.
Oh, the guys at work tomorrow are going to be very happy with you.
I know. My husband is going to be happy in a minute too, I think. There's quite a few chicken wings here as well. Might be good for his lunchbox too, no doubt.
Yeah, and what a cheap thing to make too, because chicken wings are so cheap.
When I added it to my click and collect today, it was 2 kilos of chicken wings for like $13.
Bonus.
What a winner. Such a cheap one. Yeah.
Yeah, we do love budget friendly.
Yes, so good.
Awesome. Thank you, Dana. Just give me a hoy when you're ready to come back. How are you going, Sue? Are you?
I am ready.
Awesome. I will spotlight you.
All right, so we've been toasting we had in here the peppercorn and the cumin and the mustard and chili flakes and salt. So they were dry roasted for about 5 minutes in the Thermomix and essentially milled for 10 seconds. So we've got the powder there ready for our spice nuts. The next step essentially is just to throw in an egg white with the butterfly whisk. Now, the beautiful thing about the Thermomix is it tells you whether you need to clean the bowl next or not. So I literally just threw these into here and it said to me, don't worry about cleaning the bowl, just throw in the egg
that step.
So I've got the egg white in here and I'm going to just throw that in. Got the butterfly whisk also in the Thermomix and just going to go next. And now it's just going to do this for 30 seconds, just to give it a quick stir and whip for 30 seconds. So while it's doing that, just whip up the the egg whites that are in there. And then we are going to throw our nuts in. So you can throw in whatever nuts that you like. I've literally got here just pre-weighed some nuts. And speaking of budget friendly, I just get the raw nuts in about a 1.2 kilo jar from Costco. I think it's about $18 or so. So I've got Brazil nuts, I've got pecans and pistachios and cashews and almonds and all that sort of thing. So really, it's an amazing healthy recipe when you look at the cumin seeds, the mustard seeds. They all have so many health benefits if you have a look into it. Health is something that I really love about my Thermomix, that I can take out all the toxins. All right. So the Thermomix is telling me to remove the butterfly whisk. So just taking that out.
How much do we love the step-by-step guided cooking, Sue?
So we'll do the step-by-step guided cooking. Got the spices in there with the egg white. Then we're going to just go next. So now it's telling me just to add in my nuts. So I just pre-weighed them. They're going to go in there. We're going to go next. Now it's asking me to add in the reserve spices. And just speaking of reserve spices, one of the other things I love is I often get, for example, dried mixed mushrooms, whether they're shiitake, porcini. Shiitake potentially has lots of medicinal benefits. And I actually make them into a powder in the Thermomix and dry roast them as well, keep them in a jar and add it to my risottos as well. So many wonderful things that you can do. So we're going to add in reserve spices in there. We're going to go next. And we're just going to mix it now for 20 seconds. So we're just going to allow that to mix for 20 seconds. And one of the things I love about the Thermomix 7 is the fact that it has its inbuilt glider scale. So you can just glide it around as I have without worrying about picking it up. So you can just move it back and forward as you need to. And I absolutely love that feature on there as well. All right, so now it's literally just asking me to transfer it onto a tray, which I'm going to do now. So you can see they're all in here.
Yum.
You can really smell the aromas of all the wonderful seeds and spices that we're toasting.
What a great snack to take to work even.
Oh, definitely. This is wonderful in terms of health benefits, filling. It's high in, high in so it's very nutrient dense as well. Good fats here. The spices have lots of wonderful benefits in them as well. So literally that's just going to go in our oven now for about, let's have a look what it tells me, baking it for 20 minutes. And then it's really good to go whether you want to have it warm or cold. So I'm just going to throw that in the oven.
Awesome.
And that's it from me for now.
Thank you, Sue. How long would that keep for? I mean, I imagine it's going to get eaten fairly quickly, but
Oh, well, actually, I made some yesterday just to give it a go, and there's literally not that much left at all. So, we actually put some honey on top of them too after they were baked, just beautiful. How long will they keep for? Well, I'd say they could keep for a good couple of weeks in an airtight container in your pantry, because it's literally just nuts and seeds in there as well. So, but I'd say they get eaten quite quickly. They are very addictive and a great snack to take on the go.
does it say anything in the hints and tips in the cookie dough?
Let me have a look.
Because often it will say in there something about how long things keep for.
Oh, yeah, let me have a look at the hints and tips 1 sec. Yeah, it says, you can easily you can store the leftovers in a sealable container in a cool, dark place for up to 2 weeks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love that feature. If you're not checking your hints and tips before you make recipes, I highly recommend it, because often it can just give you some little cheats that make it easier and also help you to know with how to store things and how long they'll keep for, because obviously all the foods made in our Thermomix are, made from scratch, and they don't contain preservatives and artificial rubbish, which is a good thing. Really good for health. And so I highly recommend you getting along and checking out the hints and tips, and also the nutritional benefits. So if you're counting carbs, counting calories and so forth, you're able to do that too by looking at the nutritional benefits. Oh, yum.
Yeah. I'm going to show you. So this is what was left from yesterday, from 350 grams. So literally you just cluster them up as you like, or pop them in I pop them in a tray today, and then later on I may just do some melted dark chocolate on top of it as well. But you can put some honey, you can do whatever, but they are just absolutely
Crunchy.
divine. Crunchy.
Oh, yum.
Delicious.
I'm going to make those on Saturday too.
Yes, wonderful to have, absolutely.
Fantastic. Yep, Joy has said they wouldn't last 2 days in my house, let alone 2 weeks. I agree.
Oh, no, I can tell you not yet.
I agree 100%. All right. How are we going, Sarah and Dana? Who's up next? Who's ready? Thank you, Sue.
I'm good to go.
I have 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm all good.
Over to you, Dana.
Cool. So just that sauce is finished. It's a bit hard to show you. I might pour half of it into the bowl. So what you do now is you pour half of the sauce that you just cooked off into a bowl to set aside. So I'm just going to do that. And then you pour, and I'm going to see, yeah, you can see the colour really well there.
Oh,
it smells so good. I just got a big whiff of whiskey when I opened the lid. And then you pour the other half directly over your chicken wings. And you just give them a little toss just to make sure that they're all coated in that nice sauce. And then there's 2 things you could do here. So as per the recipe, you pop them back into the Thermomix and give them a cook. What you could do, you could just pop this into the fridge and actually let it marinate for longer and come back to the recipe, or just put them straight into an oven dish. But popping them straight into the Thermomix, it just cuts down that cooking time by so much than just popping them straight into the oven. And I actually
great idea.
Yeah, and I find that cooking them in the Thermomix first, when you put them in the oven, they crisp up a lot quicker. You can just put them on a high heat.
And it's also a lot more energy efficient too, because running your Thermomix is a lot cheaper than running your oven.
Much more, yeah. So they are all going back in the Thermomix. Nearly there. And then that sauce in there as well. So they're all nice and coated in. It just looks so good already. And then back on with the lid. And that cooks off for 15 minutes. Once that's finished cooking, you pop them into an oven tray and you glaze over with half of the sauce again. And then 10 minutes later, you glaze over the other half of the sauce. I'm a bit lazy, so I didn't double glaze. I just single glaze, but you can do whatever you've got time for. Sometimes grand final day can be a bit going on, so whatever suits you. But I will show you the ones that I prepared earlier. Okay, here we go.
Yum. Oh, they look delicious.
I cooked these in our Fira. You can get this. This is the Fira cast iron baking dish. You can get this on the Mix shop. It is my favourite baking dish ever. I can't describe how good it is. You can use it on your stovetop and then put it straight in the oven. But I love it because I think it's actually nice for presentation. Like I just got that straight out and I would serve it like that. How I would serve it is I'm just going to pause that because that's a bit noisy. I've just got some spring onion. So I'm just going to top that with a bit of spring onion. Give it that little green, vibe. And then I just got some sesame seeds too, because I think sesame seeds make everything more delicious. So I would literally put that straight on the table.
Beautiful.
Grand final day and you'd be good to go.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dana. And you're going to be very popular at work tomorrow when you take those in. So what would you do to make them less spicy and more kid-friendly?
Kid-friendly, I would just sub in, instead of the hot sauce, a barbecue or all tomato sauce. That would be the easiest way to go and everyone will love it. But if you've got adults that are up for spice, 100% go the hot sauce because it's really yummy. It's good.
Oh, yum. God, you guys are making me hungry. Fantastic. Thank you, Dana. That looks amazing. I have definitely got my grand final day wrapped up with menu choices. And I love this about these cooking classes. I just gave the brief to the girls and let them decide what to make. And I've now got some new recipes to my repertoire, and I'm hoping that you're all feeling inspired as well.
Before I go, Tess, can I just suggest one more recipe for grand final day? So every year I make this dip and it's on Cookadoo. It's called Dip of All Dips. Oh, you have to look it up. You pour over this caramelized capsicum sauce over a block of cream cheese and everyone just raves about it. So if you haven't already, check that one out too.
Sounds delicious, except I'm allergic to capsicum. So, but yes, it does sound delicious. I know, only recently too. It's just terrible. It's so upsetting.
Sorry.
I know. Okay. So, Sarah, how are you going? Thank you, Dana.
Sorry, it's not like a TM7. I have to have dry hands to touch my phone. I am nearly done. We have 5 minutes to go. I made a couple and I was like, I should probably put these in the oven so I can show you. These are some of the other ones. I've got another batch over here. So the beautiful thing about these is if you're not wanting to cook them all and serve them all, you can roll them into balls like so, have them all crumbed and pre-prepared and actually pop them in the freezer like this uncooked. So if you're not using them for entertaining and you want them just as little snacks for the kids or something for lunch, you could make the full batch and freeze half, cook half as well. So I love that you could just have a little freezer stash of little mini Kievs ready to go whenever you want to. So they're cooking away. They'll be ready in about 4 minutes and then I'll present them. These would be really delicious served with a garlic aioli or a chili mayo dipping sauce as well, which you can absolutely whip up in your Thermomix. I love making mayonnaise in my Thermomix because it allows me to use a light olive oil as well. So we try and avoid as many seed oils in our home as possible. So being able to make it from scratch and use an extra light olive oil has to be extra light. That would be my hot tip for making your own mayo at home. And we like to flavour our mayonnaise with either herbs or chili, lots of Dijon mustard every time as well. And these would be perfect to dip into some garlic mayonnaise or aioli as well. So I'll shout out when these are ready to come out of the oven. Oh, they're looking very good. Is that dinner done?
Dinner done for tomorrow night?
Oh, my husband's like, lunch is sorted for tomorrow now. Perfect. We might try a couple tonight, but
of course.
Look, they're almost done. I reckon they are done actually. Let me
they look beautiful.
Pulling away. You can sort of see some of the garlic butters even oozed out of that one as well.
Yum.
So I probably have made them a little bit big for our brief of, pop in your hand.
That's all right.
Too bad. Too bad.
I'm sure there's some blokes that would happily put that all in their mouth.
There's probably, yeah, a male portion actually. Because my husband's standing there waiting for them. They smell amazing. You can really smell that garlic butter as well. So
fantastic.
if you are a Kiev fan, mini Kiev chicken balls.
Fantastic.
Way to go.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, we're going to cross over to Jodie now. She's going to tell us a little bit about the benefits of hosting a demonstration, whether it be online like this or whether it be in person, which is always more fun because you actually get to taste the food as well. So, Jodie, over to you.
Hey guys, how you going? You're very quiet in the chat tonight, by the way. So that's easy for me. I've lost my voice during Fiji. We were just talking about Fiji going away, incredible trip. So yes, did get a little bit lost my voice. But if Tess, you could share the thank you host rewards that we have up at the moment. So these are our brand new Spring Fling host rewards that we have out. They have just come out. They are incredible. If you haven't had a demo for a little while, or you haven't had one at all, I do thoroughly recommend that you get in touch with your consultant and you organize one ASAP. This is an incredible selection for you to choose from. We have our brand new thermo servers. I'm not sure whether any of the girls have one of those to show. I thought we were going to display one, but if someone has one that they can grab, we can maybe give you a little bit of a look at the new thermo servers that we have out. We have all earned ours. You also do get a couple of the Kobold options in there, which I love for everyone who has everything that's Thermomix and they want to dabble in the Kobold products as well. They are also available. The new jar bundle I am very excited about. I'm actually waiting for mine to arrive in the mail any day now, and I cannot wait because I love to preserve, I love to ferment, and these are going to be incredible. So for anyone who's interested in having a look at the VacuSeal jars, please ask your consultant about those as well. We've got some of the Thermomix baking mats and rose gold bread tins, and also the rose gold roasting tray with a lid, which I am loving. The lid actually doubles as a bit of a lamington tray or more of a shallow tray to be able to do a lot of different things in as well. So I love that one. You have your little gorgeous bamboo cake carrier and the rose gold muffin tray there as well. The mixing bowls, which are great. They've got like the rubber bottom so they don't slip on your bench. They've got a great handle and a lid that goes over the top too. And the tea towels. Oh my God, my tea towels arrived today. Can I tell you, I've never been so excited about a set of tea towels before in my life. These have been tried and tested through our kitchen, and they are the most absorbent tea towels, apparently. I haven't actually tested them out with the wet stuff yet, but they have arrived today in the mail, so I'm very excited about them because they got a lot of hype during our latest presentation. So, and you get the great the bowl brush as well, which everyone loves their bowl brush, right?
Yeah.
So they are all your host rewards that we have currently on offer at the moment for our spring time frame there. So all you need to do is host. So it's 2 guests and you. It's not a big we don't have a party. It's a demonstration, and it is a cooking lesson for you as well. So I can promise you that you will learn something, even if you've had a dozen demos. You will learn something new at a demo every single time. Even I learn something new at a cooking class every time I watch one. So
absolutely
I recommend them. Yeah.
Perfect. Fantastic. Thank you, Jodie. Appreciate that.
No worries.
Now, how else is there something new that's happened in one of our payment methods? Have we got a new payment method that you might like to talk about?
Yes, we do. So if you have ever considered coming on and joining the business at all, we have a brand new program called TM4U. Now, the TM4U program means that you only need to get 4 sales to earn your Thermomix, and not only that, you get 90 days to earn it within. So I thoroughly recommend reaching out to your consultant as well. If you don't have one, you can pop a message in on the Thermomix website there. We do run regular business information sessions as well. So in your area, you'll be able to connect up with your local team to be able to have support during that time. It's an incredible offer. If TM4U is not for you, we also do have other payment options as well. We have Zip Money that has just come back too. So we've got lots of payment plans in there as well. But honestly, if I were to go back in time and be asked to join the business again, I would definitely go under TM4U. It's a no-brainer. 0 deposit, no upfront, lots of training, lots of friends and lovely trips and all the rest that you can do. But why not? is my big thing. Why not jump in there?
Why not have a crack? That's what I like to
Have
say.
a crack.
Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about joining the business and either getting your Thermomix for free, your TM7, or perhaps at a discounted price, stay on after this cooking class. In a few minutes, we're going to do a business information session live. It only takes about 15 minutes tops, and you'll have all the information to make an informed decision.
Yep, absolutely. As Mel just said, you've got nothing to lose.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you,
All
Mel.
right. Thanks, Jodie.
problem.
How are we looking, Sue? Oh, you're on mute.
I just need to pull them out of the oven. Give me 1 second. They should be done.
Awesome.
No, 1 thing.
So who's going to make some of these dishes on the weekend or tomorrow or now, you know? Have we inspired you? Oh,
So there they are. And then at this point, it's really completely up to you what you do with them, whether I let them cool down a little bit. I'll just put them down on the sink next to me. I just let them cool down for a little bit before either just cutting them up or, you know, you want to use your hands and make them into clusters. Alternatively, you can melt some chocolate. You know, my kids used to love they do love them, the Carmen's bars, and they're probably like $8 for a pack of, I think it's 6 or 8 from the supermarket. But one thing about them is that they're marketed as healthy, but they're far from healthy in terms of all the excessive ingredients and preservatives and fillers that don't need to be there. And then they're also empty in your pockets quite quickly. So with this, you can make your own really, and top it with whatever you like. So yeah, that's what I'll be trying with this one. I think next batch that I make will be more of a sweet kind of savory, and chop it into squares for school lunches as well.
Yeah, you could even drizzle some dark chocolate over the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of coconut. Beautiful.
Yeah, so many things you can do with them.
I love that, Jill. You're going to give them a crack.
Yes. Awesome.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I think that just about brings us to a close. I would love to hear from you in the chat. What is it that you want to see from us? What are you looking forward to? What recipes would inspire you? We have our next class coming up on the 20th of October, and in the email I will have a link in there for you to book into that class so that you can join us again. We're hoping to do these every month as long as we have people coming along. We just love being of service to our customers. This is all about improving your customer journey, inspiring you to use your Thermomix. And for those of you who don't have a Thermomix yet, we just want to show you what it's capable of by showcasing lots of different recipes. Now, our theme tonight was Footy Finals food, and I think the girls have nailed the brief. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Michelle, Sarah, and Sue for jumping on and cooking up a storm with us in your kitchens. And thank you, Jodie, for hosting the chat and telling us all about host rewards. Fantastic. Oktoberfest. Nice one, Teresa. Yeah, so we're going to do a Halloween, and we're going to sort of maybe integrate a bit more of a sweets because we've done all savoury tonight, and we'll bring in some sweet stuff next time. So October 20, Monday night. Keep it free, and we will pop in the link to check out the and make sure that you're booked in. Thank you all so much for joining us, and I look forward to reading the comments back a bit later. And if you are interested in finding out more about joining the business, stay on. We'll just maybe have a 2-minute break, and I will stop the recording and